Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Reality TV Africa, and guess what? I know I'm a few days late, but I'm back with a review for Rich. And if you're new here, welcome, subscribe, like, share, comment, spread it out so that the algorithm can push out this content and let like-minded people who are watching this show and other reality TV shows in Africa get in here. Yeah guys, so if you're new here, I usually like to rate the episode that I'm watching. This one is episode 8 of Rich, if I didn't mention the show. And this episode the episodes are nice, short, sweet, punchy, to the point, right? I like the editing. I like the fact that they don't give us 45, 47, 50, 55-minute long episodes. I appreciate that bit. I'll rate this episode a 6, only because the show is an ensemble cast and we pretty much had only 2 of the 4 cast members on this episode. The ladies are falling out. The ladies are Foina, Amber, Risper. There are 3 ladies and 1 guy, KRG, who I don't even think he should be a main cast because the amount of times you've seen him on this show is very minimal. Anyways, besides that, the 3 ladies, 2 have fallen out with Amber. That is Risper and Foina have fallen out with Amber. So, I'm just wondering over and above, the fact that they've fallen out. How do we get a comeback of the group, of the ensemble cast? When you find an ensemble cast of maybe 6, 5 people, there's always going to be a peacemaker who's going to bring the group back together. But in this case, I'm wondering how this is going to happen because Amber doesn't have a friend per se. The only person who has a friend, actually the only others who are friends are Risper. Risper has her friend Fifi, who's featuring as a friend of Risper, and Carol, her sister friend, and Foina has her manager. I forget her name, but her manager, who we also see throughout the season. Now Amber just pretty much has her mans, and her mans is not like friends with the women like that. So the fallout is a bit. Anyway, let me just get into the review. The episode kicks off with Risper going to optometrist shop where she's meant to be a brand ambassador. She goes with her husband Brian, and Brian is pretty much there to help her shoot the content, negotiate her rate, and they're a good duo. And aside from that, you can see Risper is appreciative of his support, especially when he's around, and his support extends to the fact that he's open-minded in the sense that he supported her when she wanted to get cosmetic surgery. She's open about the number of procedures she's done. Even to date, she's done another procedure to get to give herself a better shape because she was feeling like after the procedure where they reduced the size of her stomach, she lost a lot of like her hip and shape. So she's gotten a I think it's a BBL, or I don't even call it a BBL, but a lipo, removing all the fat and putting it in her hip area. Now she's, the hip dips. She had hip dips. Now she has rounder, fuller hips and a bum. Anyways, yeah, that's she's looking at. She literally. This is the reason why I say Risper is a great reality TV star. She literally brings us into her reality. She literally let it all hang out. Like we saw her previous body and how big she was. She's so real about the fact that she was overweight and wanted to do something about it and did. And had a lot of support from her husband, who's very open-minded. African men are not about cosmetic surgery. So she's lucky that her man has a worldly outlook towards things like that. And he understands that she's a brand and she makes money by, how she looks and how she presents herself and how she portrays herself. So kudos to her on bagging a supportive man like that. Yeah, one of the other scenes that stood out to me was when I guess Foina invited Rispa for lunch, and now they're catching up because Rispa had kind of done a matchmaking situation for Foina with a well-known local Kenyan Nairobi celebrity, Obina. Personally, if you watch my other reviews, I don't think they're a match, and thank God that did not go nowhere because eek. Anyways, she was just updating Rispa on that, and Rispa's like, oh my goodness, and she's talking to Rispa about the fact that she's considering doing IVF, which is the trying to have a baby the scientifically and not naturally. And Rispa's like, oh my god, just get some spermatozoa from Obina, and the guy already has a lot of kids out here, so that was not the best advice. And Rispa, Foina is not that desperate. Girl, wait on your man. He's gonna come and it's gonna be good for you, okay? But in the meantime, do you, honey? Do you? So they get to talking about that. They get to talking about Amber and the fact that she's moved. Man, the amount of shade they were throwing at this girl is astronomical. I mean, talking about where she's moved and how far it is. Rispa is there shading the fact that she'll need to do a lot of club hostings and twerking to get money to buy tires because the roads are terrible that side of town. And Foina is shading that she's gonna buy her a vacuum cleaner because it's dusty on the side of town that Amber has moved. And Rispa is also talking about the fact that they're renting and they have not bought, and according to Amber and her husband, they bought the home in Syokimau where they moved. Anyways, these ladies are shading her boats down, and that brings me to the fact that how are these people gonna come back together as a collective? How are they? It's gonna probably have to be KRG to bring them back together, because at this point, this cast is very minimal. 4 people, and this whole episode, Amber was missing, KRG was missing. I mean, Amber, I can say maybe the reason she was missing was the fact that she was moving house, and moving house is top 5, one of the most stressful things to do as an adult. So I can understand maybe settling in and all that. So she couldn't have cameras around and whatnot. KRG, who knows? The guy was missing even at the premiere launch party, which I happened to attend. He was a no-show. So whatever. Then we see, I guess, Rispa planning her tea party, and she calls her friend Fifi. Fifi, who's just like, I don't know. Fifi is giving like, wanna be celebrity, wanna be like, I'm a big deal, but girl, you're not a big, we don't know you. We know you because you're on the show and you're Rispa's friend. We pretty much have never heard of you a day in our lives. So you deciding to not pull up in the look, and apparently you're a woman kept by a very rich white man who's based in Atlanta. Girl, you could have tried to pull a look or two, okay? Tea party, that's like, high tea, that's very English, very prim and proper. Girl, why pull up in a whatever you pulled up in anyway? She always has a lot to say. I mean, even when Rispa called her last time while she was in the States to kind of vent about Amber, Fifi had a lot to say about Amber, and the fact that she's calling herself a rich man's wife, yet she's busy out in the clubs. Girl, a girl better get her coin. This man will leave you, including your white man, if you're not careful, girl. Get your money right. Stash that money if he's giving you some, because, girl, these men, they can show you dust, okay? Anyway, besides the point, we see, I guess, Foina at her beauty school, which is still under construction. And girl, I felt the amount of stress she was having. I mean, and is it just me? Her manager friend didn't seem that empathetic. I think she just expects, Foina has the money, she's gonna get it done. She's just stressing over nothing. But having to demolish something means more money poured in, time pushed back, in terms of the expected launch date for her, because this is a business venture. At the end of the day, it's supposed to bring in money, not, suck in money that's going nowhere. So I could understand the amount of stress she was having. I could see she was like literally in tears, thinking about all the stress and all the work she's put in and the delays. I mean, she was even talking to us about, she's doing her home construction. We would like to see that too, girl. I mean, at the very least, you're not even going to show us who you're dating. Show us your home construction. What is the update on that? Take us to the site. Something. Anyways, I felt for her. I really did, but her friend didn't look as empathetic. I don't know. She's just like, cheer up, don't worry. I don't know. It just didn't feel like she was genuinely consoling her. You know what I'm saying? Also, can we talk about the scene where Risper is getting in on her friend for kind of like, I don't know if it's stealing her money or not being honest about how much she spent to buy the iron sheets, because her world collapsed while she was away, or rather about to head off to vacation with her hubby, and she left her sister friend Carol to take care of it. And she's getting in about money. And look, this is the thing about that. This show is supposed to be about the rich folks of Nairobi. And the girl is whinging about 14,000 Kenya shillings. Look, it's not a lot of money, but it's substantial to some people. But for someone of her caliber, I would not expect her to be whinging about that on camera. I mean, we're here talking about Nai rich. But anyways, I mean, I could kind of feel the way she was kind of like shortchanged in the sense that they bought old iron sheets and it looked really tacky. But anyway, I mean, at the end of the day, the people around you should be able to trust. And I felt like that sister friend and that worker played her, and they definitely shaved off some money off the top. But anyway, that's just my take. I wouldn't want to be whinging about that kind of money on screen if I'm supposed to be selling this rich lifestyle, but I would give it to them off camera. Let's head on to the tea party, and if there's any other scene that I've missed, it was not important. The tea party is where it's at, and the ladies are talking about Amber and the move to the dusty area of town, and I mean, it's just a lot of shade going on. And does Risper not have friends? I kind of found it rather strange that it was just Foina, that Fifi girl, and Risper. Risper was saying, oh, there's enough chairs, there's other friends joining us. I don't know, guys. I mean, even the party she held for her husband, the coming home party dinner thing she hosted, there was barely anyone there. I mean, girl, don't you have friends? I don't know. Even this Fifi friend of hers, when they talk about how they became friends, it was Fifi buying something off Risper, and she came to her home and they met, and that's how they became friends. So Risper, where are your childhood friends? Where are the friends you grew up with? Where are your cousins? Where are your... I don't know, there's just... the girl there seemed to have like a community of friends, of girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? And that's something you need especially as a married woman. You need your girls to be able to just vent the real to a really, really trusted friend. Not a friend like Fifi who's gonna talk mess. Like she was talking a lot of mess about Amber. She doesn't know Amber. I don't trust her. So the ladies really went in. They went in on Amber and her hubby. Oh, the major thing that was spilled there was when her friend Fifi, and Fifi was just regurgitating a lot of stuff she's seen on social media, like the fact that the rumors had been there that her, Amber's husband has been paying monthly rent for that Range Rover to make it seem like it's his. And in truth, apparently the rumor is that Amber is the one who's the breadwinner in that home and keeping up their lifestyle. I don't know. I don't know how true all that is, but those are things that have been circulating in the blogs. And Fifi definitely is someone who reads all the blogs, okay? And that's why I don't trust her so much as a friend for Risper. Because if they ever fell out, what would the girl talk about Risper? I don't know. It just gives me those kind of vibes. But anyway, I'm gonna end my review over here, and I'm gonna be back with the next episode of the Nai Reach. And yeah, my next review probably will be on the Mommy Club Sugar and Spice, because we're about to get the reunion. We'll have a break this week because the reunion will air on the end of this month, 30th and the 7th, according to my sources. And I've been watching Kampala Cream, and I just might do a recap of the entire season. I've only watched it until episode 8 right now. Maybe I'll do 2 parts, because it's got 13 episodes. I'll do like half and half. Yeah, so for now, I'm gonna bid you guys bye. Good night, good day, good afternoon, good morning, depending on the time you're watching this. And we'll catch you on my next one. Bye.